Thanks for being here. My name's Michael Mabin. I'm the Medical Director for International Road Rescue and Trauma Consultancy, IRRTC. And what I'd like to do this morning is introduce you to some of our supreme high quality training aids that we use on our courses and qualifications in partnership with the MSE Group and Extreme Simulations, who offer hyper-realistic, robust solutions you can genuinely use in the real world. The fabulous Josh task training aid and the fabulous Tim leg training aid, but not only that, a range of other training aids designed to be used in the real world. So these things can really be stressed and tested. You know, they can be dropped, they can be crushed, you know, really tested to extremes by the Israeli Defense Force. So these are training aids that aren't cheap, but many years of life in them. So my plan today is to briefly introduce you to our methods of delivery, the quality of our kit and equipment, and what that's going to mean for someone that chooses to come on one of our courses and qualifications. We want them to go away skillful in the real world, using a system to save a life. It's really crucial, because what we do now is we move into some of the equipment we use on our courses. Of course, we can supply this equipment, but it is used on all of our training for the practice with the learners, in the skill sessions for them to build up confidence practically, and then we put it into a scenario to input a little bit of stress inoculation onto it, just to challenge the learner's bandwidth to replicate the reality of a real incident should they come across one, and just build those muscle memory skills that we know are so vitally important. So I'm going to go over to the 511 ALS responders bag, which we've got some slight modifications to. You know, many people will be familiar with this bag. Very clever system, opens up very quickly, and what we've got is the system in itself that we've already highlighted, and we've got massive hemorrhage control, rapid access from inside and outside, more massive hemorrhage control, airway, respiratory, circulation, head and other injuries down here, and pain relief. And then again, the bag can be configured however you want it to be. Really adaptable, very small, lightweight, compact. On the side of the bag, we've got a rapid release IFAC kit, which is which comes off very easily. And in it, again, it can be configured however you want, you know, for personal issue, personal use, you know, whatever your needs is. It's a versatile, lightweight bit of kit, very high quality, but can be configured to your individual needs. We then move on to one of the training bags, and because I'm only going to go over massive hemorrhage in today's session, most of the world's commercially available tourniquets are in here, from all the dedicated, well-known devices that are commercially available, but also some of the lesser-known versions too. Crucially though, it's the skill, the knowledge and the ability to use them that's the most important thing. You know, kit and equipment always seduces people. It is useless though without the knowledge and ability to get the best out of it. So that's where we really want to come into it with IRRTC. We then move on to other clever systems like the Genuine JJ's mass pouch. Really clever system. This very small, compact, you know, can be used as a bum bag, can be attached to a Bergen or a rucksack, whatever you want to call it, and can be configured again however you need it to be. Very clever. Hemorrhage control, you know, opens up airways, you know, a system of assessment, check cards. Check cards aren't cheating, they're professional, to quote a colleague. And then, you know, individual pockets, which you can have whatever you want or need in to use at quick access. So pain relief can be in here, can be configured however you want. Very high quality, lifetime guarantee. Again, we think some of the world's best resources and equipment, and we want to bring that to the learner, whether that be in first aid, pre-hospital care, our rescue products and solutions. It's crucial. Value for money. We've looked at kit, equipment, resources, some task training aids that we'll demonstrate in a little while. What's fundamental is the system of assessment and matching it up to the circumstances, the environment, the location that you're in. This is the only constant you've got against all those variables. So the March system, which is massive hemorrhage, airway, a respiratory problem, a circulatory problem, a head injury, disability, or an environmental problem, is the system. We've got to make that work in order of the situation and circumstance that we're in. And whether we're following the March system or the usual CABCDE system that the UK NHS and ambulance services will use. Crucially, it's the right system to use of priorities in the right order. And we've got to think about the fact that a massive bleeding problem may kill in a couple of minutes. So you can see why the system of assessment is written as a guide, you know, and these are only rough guides, but it's accepted out there that that's why the system is in this order. And what we have to do is convey that to the learner so that they buy into this, believe in it, so it sort of instills a confidence in them to do something effective in the real world. So we've looked at our system of assessment, and we've got to think to ourselves, if we came across something, even in extremis, and it's safe to do something, we can make a difference. So let's consider this instance here from one of our scenarios using a role player. This very wound looks nothing here, but that's actually in action there with a bit of makeup and a bit of enhancement. How we would manage that is the whole reason for using this system. And of course, a safe approach, massive hemorrhage, that's the threat to manage, as long as we've got the ability and knowledge and the confidence to do something, which is why we deliver the training and the qualifications the way we do. This is why we use some of the best task training aids in the world. Yeah, different injury now, but it's instilling the confidence and the ability to do something effective and predictable in the real world, and that's what we're trying to do with IRRTC. Well, thank you very much for being the audience for this very brief introduction into our ethos and our methodology. Clearly, I hope you can see how passionate we are in what we're trying to convey and get out there. If you want to know more, visit our website, contact IRRTC. We're on all the usual platforms, phone, we're on the web, email, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. So we're on all those platforms, and we regularly give updates to our feeds. Get in contact, let us know how we can help you and your organisation.